As soon as I made up my mind to write that book that I've been wanting to write, showing the creation code, the alphabet decode, the cognates, the everything, the shapes, the symbols, the colors, everything, the names, the script, your script, scripture. Soon as I decided I'm going to do it, and hell or high water, I'm going to do it by the grace of God. As soon as I do that, everything starts to crash and burn. Everything is like hitting, like within a few hours. It blows your mind. I'm not going to let that stop me, but it's wild. I ended up in another city this way. Then I ended up in another city this way. And I kept trying to get back to the house. Even though I had my destination set for home, it kept pulling me and canceling and pulling me the other way. And then I go to this last ride, and the guy's not able to walk to his house because he can't see. And I said, I can't be. Look, and other stuff happened I can't even talk about. Other stuff happened that I can't even talk about. But if the guy falls, it's on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm an Uber driver. I'm not a caretaker. If I wanted to be a caretaker, I'd join up and be a caretaker. The liability is too much. You get in the car, I take you to the destination, you get out. That's the agreement. Not to walk you to the house, not to, and I understand you got to do some things to help people, but there's a system set up in this city for the handicapped. There's cars set up. They just have to wait an hour or 2 hours sometimes, but there is a setup. It's bad enough we got to carry people's dog around, but to walk somebody to their door who's handicapped, that's not our job. And they always say, well, I'll give you a tip, because I've done it before. Trust me, I've done it. I've actually had to help somebody get in the car and lift her legs. She couldn't lift her legs. I had to lift her legs into the floorboard. Now that's a little bit extreme, I think. She needs to sign up. It's just not my job. I'm not being mean. I do help, but sometimes it's just too much. Too much liability. You can't trust people nowadays. They will set you up in a heartbeat. And I know it's the truth because I've lived long enough to see it. You can be married to somebody and they'll set you up. Somebody living in the same house, in the same bed, and she'll set you up. Across the street with the neighbor, she'll set you up. And it's like, what? I thought you were my wife. So if the wife can set you up, and you saw the conclusion of the murder trial today, the guy killed his wife and his son. If your spouse will set you up, do you think an Uber ride won't try to set you up? It's a fact, Jack. Anyway, back to what I was saying. There is a warfare. There's a spiritual warfare when you set out to do something. See, the word opus. Okay, so the operating system. This is really what I want to talk about. Sometimes it takes an introduction to really talk about what you want to talk about. So what I want to talk about is, lo and behold, G, the operating system. Logos. G is the operating system. It is finished. The Lamb slain before the foundation of the world. And so OS is the operating system, right? Opera. And you might say, it's impossible that it fits like this. How can you break logos down to low, G, OS as operating system? Because it all fits. That's what I'm saying. It's a hologram. No matter where you look, you're going to see the logos. No matter where you look, you're going to see the truth. No matter what you say, what you do, where you go, the truth is right in front of you. That's what God told me in an audible voice twice, because I was saying, what are you talking about? I can't see it, Lord. I said, Lord, I can't see it. I looked for 6 months. I just kept knocking and asking and seeking, and he had to tell me again. And even after that, I said, I still can't see it. And the Shekinah glory showed up. So here's what, and then I was downloaded I could see it. It's like instantly I could see it. So the operating system is opera. So how can the operating system go back to opera? So the word opera, just type it in, operating. It goes back to operation. And operation goes back to opera. And opera goes back to opus. And opus goes back to OP, which is a work of abundance. And system means the universe. God, through Jesus, made all things. The operating system is the opera, the abundance, the work of abundance. God created all this. The system, the universal system, the universe. God put it all together like an opera is a bunch of pieces coming together, right? And so that's what all this is. All the pieces in front of you coming together. God did a work, an opus. Jesus spoke this all into existence, right? So lo and behold, the operating system. So the operating system is a work, a magnificent work. It's a work of abundance. It's a work of majesty. You know, I used to say, well, why do people go to operas? That's so boring. Why do people go to orchestras and all these different instruments playing together? Why would they do that? I used to say, that's boring. Why would they celebrate the maestro, the one with the stick? The reason is because it takes a lot of work to bring all those people together, whether it's an act, whether it's a movie, whether it's an opera, whether it's a choir, whatever it is. It takes a lot of work to bring all that into unity and together. And it's like there's somebody guiding it. There's a director. There's a maestro. There's somebody who's managing the whole thing, bringing the work together, many parts, making the whole. And that's what this whole thing is about. That's what I'm talking about when I say operating system. Jesus is holding it all together. Jesus is holding it all together. Jesus is it's like not only is he playing the violin and the bass and the drums, he's also the maestro, taking his and keeping the rhythm. There's a lot of work involved. Not many people can manage a business. Not many people can manage stuff and do this. Not many people can write a book or write a script or write a movie. It's a lot of pieces to make the whole. So as soon as I looked at that word, thought about it, and I said, you know what? This is a worthwhile thing. Even if people can't see it right now. When I'm dead and gone, that book will be there, and people can open up and say, oh, he was ahead of his time. And it's not me ahead of my time. It's God revealed it to me. Like right in front of you. There's the black, white, and red. There's the green and the red. There's the repeat. There's the fractal hologram. There's the traffic is to turn, to rub, cut, turn, union, and flow. And so the whole system, there's black, white, and red right there. The black and white is the checkerboard. That's why the referee wears black and white, because he's keeping things in rule, in order. So the checkered board is what happened at the cross. Checkmate. What happened at the cross? Checkmate. The checkered board. Long story short, what am I saying? I'm saying anything you set out to do, the spirit realm is going to try to resist you and stop you, especially if it's a huge work, especially if it's a compilation that brings many parts into wholeness. brings all the parts together into oneness and wholeness. Just like that, building that car, like Tesla. So he decided to do electric car and bring it all together. He's got the Gigafactory, bringing all those parts and all those machines and all those people and all the battery and all the resources, bringing it all together as a work, an opus work, bringing it all together, letting it fit, dealing with the people, the managers, the taxes, the media, the news, the drama, the lies. You know, they lie about you. If you try to do a big work, because they don't, they're going to attack you. Because they can't do the work. They don't have the desire. All they care about is the world, the flesh, and pride of life. They don't want to put anything together and bring all the pieces together. It's all about me, and selfish, and I want to eat something, and I want to make some babies. That's all they think about all day long. I'm hungry. I gotta have a cupcake. I gotta have a ice cream sandwich. I don't want to sacrifice, but I want you to sacrifice for me. Okay, so we're gonna sacrifice. We're gonna put this compilation together in a book form of some kind, and maybe one day you'll get off the couch and you'll pick up and you'll read something. You'll start to use your brain and think about it, and it'll come together, and you might get saved. And you might see the whole pie, and you might see the hologram, and you might see the fractal hologram, and you might see past time, and you might see that time and space don't exist. And you might be able to see this person over here is just another person, per the sun, who's another fractal image of you who made different decisions. Hello? Hello? Can somebody hear me? Opus work. So whatever you're doing, my point is this: whatever you decide to do for God, a business, for the USA, for the world, for your family, for whatever it is, whatever you decide to do, it's a big work that you've decided to, you tried to take a bite of something big and actually chew on it to develop it into something, whatever it is, a business, it could be anything. If it's a big work, an opus, an opera, a symphony, a compilation, know that Jesus is already doing that right now. And so you get burdened down, you get hit, you get attacked. You don't give up. You just learn how to do it in a more efficient way in between. So you have to make a living. So in between, you do this piece, do a little piece here, a little piece there. It's a big work. Learning a new trade is a big work. They used to have people learn trades. Now they got you going to college to learn junk, you know. There's some things good to learn about college, but most of it's junk, you know. Most of it's junk. Anyway. I got to go in here and apologize to somebody about something, because the bank, I can't even talk about it really, but the bank caused a division that shouldn't even been a division. And it has, and the first time you use one of their services and it goes wrong, but it's been working forever, for 10 years for everybody else. It's a spiritual warfare is what I'm getting at. Spiritual warfare.